What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to Tech and Tactical. We got another quick look today. This is the Kershaw Brawler. I can't tell you how long this thing has been on my hip. Well, I guess I can. About 4 years on and off. You can see the pocket clip is like stuck, it's starting to be bent. And I've actually pulled this pocket clip off and bent it back a couple of times. So, better part of 4 years. I don't carry the same knife every day, of course. So, I I haven't worn this every day for 4 years, but this is my predominant everyday carry for about maybe 2 years ago for a couple of years, or I'm sorry, 4 years ago for a couple of years, and then for the last 2 years I've been carrying it maybe once a week. Um, I've been getting a couple better knives recently. So I've decided I'm going to start these videos off with specs. Didn't give specs on a couple of videos. I'm gonna start there. So a couple of quick specs on this guy, Kershaw Brawler. It is speed safe. It's that Kershaw speed safe assisted opening, which is I think it's really great. I think it's just a really comfortable, easy operating knife, very easy to deploy. It is a liner lock, so there's lots of different locks systems for folders. This is a liner lock, so the liner inside actually provides the lock. So when the blade deploys, the liner on one side will slide underneath of the blade and actually hold it into place. There's lots of different lock styles, but this is a liner lock. A lot of the knives I have are liner locks. It's a pretty sturdy, comfortable way to provide a lock. Frame locks are very popular too. So the whole frame piece actually pops over. I know that those are generally on higher end knives, and that's maybe a more updated way for it to function. But it's part of the handle. Is popping over. So I don't know. I kind of like the frame locks, or the liner lock. I mean, so I like this. This way of doing it. Okay, and then this is. It does have this one has a 4-position pocket clip too. So, I've got it right here. That's the factory way, I believe. I think. After 4 years, I couldn't tell you for certain, but so you can actually put this pocket clip anywhere. It's righty or lefty, so you can see on that side. You can see the same pocket clip holes, so you can move it over to the other side, or if you want to, you can put it on the other side as well for a tip up carry. So right or left tip up, right or left tip down carry. Pretty cool. So it's got all those ways to do it. Steel, 8CR 13 MOV. Kind of I guess budget steel, but perfectly good steel in my opinion, or maybe I should say for my use. You can see there's some wear. This has black oxide coating on it. Really nice swedge there. Give it a bit of a better point, maybe. You can stab a little better. With less metal. Although that doesn't really provide that in this case. As you can see, it's pretty thick, kind of the whole way. But yeah. So handle is glass-filled nylon. I really like these. I like it's like plastic, but I really like these glass-filled nylon handles. I think that they're a comfortable material. They're not like a metal that gets cold if the knife gets cold, or I like this. I like this type of material. On a budget knife. It's not micarta. You know what I mean? It's uses a budget knife and it's a folder. So blade length is 3 inches. So you got 3 inches of blade length here to work with. So it's a medium folder in my opinion. I would consider it medium sized, maybe small to medium. It depends on, I guess, what you want to carry. There's a lot of folders. You could say this is a small one, But if this is your version of small, you couldn't really carry your version of a big. So in my opinion, the bigger folders, are going to be like, maybe closer to 4 inch blades or 4 inch blades. 3 and 3/4 inch are pretty big folders, for carrying it around in your pocket or on your hip. Close length is 4.1 inches. So, nice medium size, compact, relatively compact, not really compact. I mean, medium sized, just like I said earlier, is kind of the best way to put it. You've got an overall length, open 7.1. So the whole thing with the blade deployed is 7.1. And your weight is 3.9 ounces. The price on this guy is around $30. I mean, just like anything else nowadays, because of all the online, everything's online. You can get sales. I know that this knife has been closer to 20 before. I couldn't tell you because I've had it for a while, so I just haven't been shopping for this particular model in a while. But overall, I do like this knife. I wouldn't, if I had $50 to spend, like if I had a budget of 50, like I wanted to be under 50. I don't think I would get this knife. There's a lot of other knives out there. Some of them I'll be reviewing on the channel. But this particular knife I do like. It has served me well. You can see there's been a pretty good amount of kind of wear in on this. The tip is essentially almost partially worn of the coating of the black oxide. It does have some jimping here. I think that this knife's very comfortable. I like a knife that has a finger guard and some jimping. Something to give you a little bit of grip on the thing. There's a lot. I have a couple knives that don't have the any sort of groove here, and then if you stab, I don't stab that often. I mean, generally I'm more of I'm going in a cutting motion, than I am in a stabbing motion generally. I don't stab too much. Off the top of my head, there's nothing in particular that I would be stabbing all that often with. But this is a pretty hefty spine too on this puppy. It doesn't really get that much thinner there towards the tip, even though you've got that swedge there. It's almost for looks, really. And then, this one has got some, I don't use the thumb studs for deployment, but it's got some little some decent little thumb studs on there. But I don't really use them too much, because it's got this great little flipper. This knife, to me, is more comfortable to deploy using the flipper. It's got a great little flipper. And that's what I use. So in order to deploy the blade, this knife actually has kind of jimping all over it. You've got a little pummel. It's not really a pummel, I guess, but like butt side jimping. You've got some on the back spacer there, or at least grooves, should I say. And then, of course, once you deploy the blade, you do have some right where it should be, in my opinion. Very comfortable. Now it's definitely comfortable because it's worn. But you can see, it's not sharp. It's nice, comfortable jimping, and that great finger guard, so you can get a nice grip on it. As far as size of my hand, a 4.1 inch handle, or close length, I guess, is not that big. I mean, this thing sort of disappears in my hand. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm saying it's a medium. This is not a big. It's certainly not small, but it's not big either. Knife, in my opinion. So there it is, Kershaw Brawler. There, let me get some couple of close-ups for you. There's the Kershaw Speed Safe. There's the edge. Really rough. This one is not. This is probably of all my knives the least sharp knife that I own right now. This one needs to be sharpened. I need to get out the sharpener and really make this thing look good again, and well, cut good again anyway. This one is a bit of a Tanto or Tanto. There's China right there. This one does have a bit of a Tanto or Tanto blade on it. I do like that. I don't really like. Generally, I don't like. Your serrations. I don't generally like serrations. I on certain knives, I think that it's cool. They're very, very difficult to sharpen, in my opinion, or not in my opinion, but in my ability. I cannot successfully sharpen serrations. I'm very bad at it. But it's also less usable edge, for everyday tasks. When you have partially serration. Now, this is all on what my opinion is. Some people might require serrations for some of their daily activities. I don't know. I just don't. I don't use them. So I don't. I'd rather have a fine edge, but I do like a Tanto. For certain tasks, getting that Tanto portion of the blade flat, or at least partially flat, against what you're doing. It's almost a razor blade. Can be used like a razor blade in certain instances. So there she is, Kershaw Brawler. One of the knives out of my collection that has gotten a lot of use. So let's give this puppy a rating. I'm going to give this knife a 7. Now remember, my ratings are always based on price. Okay, so price is a big, big factor. If this knife was $90, it would not be that rating. So, thanks for watching Tech and Tactical. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.